This is the third of a series of tutorials. If you want to learn how to understand the 3D Max interface or how to import a plan from AutoCAD and create walls, flooring, and ceiling, then look at the previous tutorials. In this tutorial, you'll learn how to insert cameras and create a basic piece of furniture. So to create a camera, we'll go on the top view, we'll go on Create, Camera, Target, and we'll click and drag the camera. Currently our camera is at floor level, but we want it to be at eye level. The camera comes in two parts. It has a body, which is here, and a target, which is here. So we'll go with the move tool, click on the target, right click on the move tool. In the Z axis we can put the body, in on 1700. And then we can click on the target, right click on the move tool and make sure that's around 1000 just to make it look like it's at eye level. If we go to the perspective now and click C, it'll automatically go to camera. We can make it shaded so that we can see what the actual camera is showing us and where it's targeting. If we click on the target, then we can go to modify and we can even make the lens wider so that it can show us a bit more from the room itself. So the smaller the number, the bigger the view that we actually get. Try to choose a realistic view because some of the views are way too wide and they're not a realistic human view. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to create a basic piece of furniture. The first thing we're going to do is create the base for this furniture. So we're going to go to Create, Rectangle in Under Shapes, and create a little square over here. We're going to go to Modify. We're going to make sure that it's 450 by 450. And then we now want to round our edges. We will need to go to Edit Spline from the modifier list. So we'll go to Edit Spline. We'll go on Vertices. We'll just select the top vertices. And then we'll go to Fillet. And we will round the edges until we're satisfied with how it looks like. Then we're going to extrude the space. So we're going to go to Extrude. And we're going to put it on 30, for example. Then we want this space to be, in terms of height, at 450, like a normal chair. So we'll right click on it. In the Z axis, we'll choose 450. Now we want to create the legs for this chair. So we're going to go over here and create a square over here. And we're going to go to Modify. Make sure it's 50 by 50. And then what we're going to do is we're going to extrude it up to 450 so it reaches the base that we just created. I'm going to zoom into it. And then we're going to go to Tapper. We're going to choose Z and XY, and we're going to change the amount so that one side of the leg is wider and the other is thinner. If I feel like it became too wide, then I can go to Edit Poly, select the vertices, and I can select some of the vertices and move them around. I can then even select the bottom part of this and select the legs and bring the legs out a bit. So that they look more realistic. Then I can zoom extents in my top viewport, Alt W, we'll go back to create, and with the move tool we'll move the same leg to the other side and we'll choose instance, because if one changes we want the other to change. We'll press OK. Then what we'll do is we'll select both chairs and we'll go to mirror and we'll choose the side that we want to mirror it on, and then we'll press copy and we'll press OK, and we'll move the legs to the other side. Alt W. Now we have the 4 legs under the table. What we want to do now is create the backrest. So we'll go to the left viewport. We're going to go to line, corner, smooth. Then we'll create a curve for the wall. We'll go to modify, spline. We'll go down to outline and write 20, for example. We'll extrude it out 450. But then you'll notice that it's not there in the viewport because we created it in the left viewport. So we'll need to find it and click on it and drag it to wherever we want it to be. We can even rotate it and put it on the other side of the chair. You can try to adjust it in the left viewport, and there we have it. We have our basic chair. What we want to do next is we want to create a table. So we can go to Alt W. We'll go to the rectangle, put the snaps back on by pressing S on the keyboard. We'll create a rectangle over the table. We'll go to modify, extrude. For example, we want it to be 40 millimeters and we want it to be, right click on the move tool, we want it to be up about 720, which is the dimension of a table. Then we can go to the front viewport, Alt W, and create half of the shape of the leg that we want. So we'll go to line, corner, smooth. We'll close the snaps. We'll create shift and we'll create a straight line from the bottom to the top. And then we'll do our design on the other side. So for example, we'll do this, then this. Again, this is not going to be a really nice table. It's just there to help you understand how to use the modifiers. Yes. So we have this shape. Then we can go to the modify tab. We can go to the Lathe Modifier. There you go. And select max. And then we should have our leg. it's not going to be in the right space in terms of the floor plan. So we'll need to go Alt W and look around for it and move it to wherever we want it to be. Move it to one of the corners. And then we can press Shift, Control, and press the other one, Shift again, and move them to the bottom. Select Copy. And there we have it. We have our table and our chair in all viewports.